Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Science Channel. Tonight, we travel into the quiet world of primates, the clever and curious relatives who still live among the trees. They are thinkers and builders, singers and dreamers. In their movements and expressions, we can see traces of our very own story. They live in families that laugh, play, and comfort one another. They build shelters, solve problems, and remember faces for years. Some whisper through the branches. Others call across miles of forest air. And in each of them, from the smallest marmoset to the mightiest gorilla, there is a spark of something deeply familiar. They remind us that intelligence did not begin with us. It's been growing, evolving, and watching the world for millions of years. If you enjoy these quiet journeys, I invite you to like, subscribe, or share a thought below. It helps others find their way here too, one sleepy soul at a time. But for now, just breathe. Let your eyes grow heavy, and let your mind drift into rest. Let's begin. Some primates have cultures that are passed down through generations. In the forests of Africa and Asia, young primates learn by watching. They copy the way their elders crack nuts, wash fruit, or groom one another. These behaviors differ from one group to another, even among the same species, which means they are not purely instinct. They are learned traditions, shaped and shared across time. In one region, a troop may use stones to open palm nuts, while another nearby group never learns the technique at all. This difference is cultural, not genetic. The knowledge survives only through memory and imitation. A mother teaches her infant, who one day passes it along again. Scientists have recorded dozens of these local customs, revealing that culture did not begin with humans. It began long before, in the minds of creatures who watched, remembered, and cared enough to teach. Chimpanzees make tools and teach their children how to use them. Chimpanzees craft branches into spears, stems into fishing tools, and stones into hammers. They select each piece with precision, stripping leaves or sharpening points to serve a purpose. What makes this extraordinary is not only their ingenuity, but their patience in teaching. Mothers demonstrate techniques to their young, repeating the motions slowly and allowing small hands to try. The learning process can take years, just as it does for human children. Researchers have observed entire tool-making traditions passed along through generations, each community with its own distinctive style. Some chimps use thick sticks for termites, others prefer slender grass stems. The differences show regional culture and a form of technology that evolved long before humans. Every small gesture, from choosing the right branch to sharing the finished tool, shows that these apes understand the link between effort and reward, intention and creation. Orangutans build new sleeping nests every single night. As the light fades over the rainforest, orangutans climb high into the canopy to prepare for rest. With careful, deliberate movements, they bend branches, weave smaller twigs, and cushion the center with leaves. The result is a nest so well made that it can hold their entire weight and sway gently with the wind. Each night, they start over, crafting a new structure to avoid parasites and to stay close to food sources. These nests show remarkable design skills, including the use of sturdy foundations and flexible layers for comfort. Some even have roofs made from overlapping leaves to block the rain. Watching an orangutan at work is like watching an architect in the trees, aware of gravity, balance, and the need for security. The daily rhythm of building, sleeping, and rebuilding again reflects a mind capable of foresight and gentle craftsmanship. Bonobos use kindness and play to resolve conflict. In the forests of the Congo Basin, bonobos live in societies built on cooperation rather than aggression. When tension rises, They often respond with gestures of peace. They groom one another, share food, or engage in playful interactions that diffuse anger before it can grow. Scientists have found that bonobos rarely fight to establish dominance. Instead, they maintain harmony through empathy and bonding. They comfort those who are upset and include outsiders in group activities. Their behavior has made them a symbol of peaceful intelligence in nature. In groups led by females, social order depends on emotional awareness and gentle authority. The bonobo way of life suggests that kindness and connection can be as powerful for survival as competition. It reminds us that strength is not only measured in force, but also in the ability to understand and forgive. Gorillas hum softly while they eat, like they are singing to themselves. When gorillas settle down to feed on leaves and stems, a low melodic hum fills the forest. The sound is not random. Each individual has its own tone and rhythm, a private song of contentment shared only during mealtime. Researchers believe it helps keep the group together, letting others know where everyone is without alarm or stress. The humming may also express satisfaction, much like a human might hum while enjoying a meal. Younger gorillas often listen to older ones and begin to copy the sounds. Over time, a family develops its own subtle chorus. The gentle music of feeding time can drift through the vegetation, blending with the rustle of trees and the buzz of insects. It is one of the quietest and most touching examples of communication among great apes, a reminder that emotion can speak without words. Lemurs mark their territory with perfumed scent trails. In Madagascar, lemurs rely on scent as their language. They rub special glands on trees, branches, and even each other to leave chemical messages that linger in the air. Each scent is unique, carrying information about identity, health, and mood. For some species, the markings form invisible boundaries that other lemurs recognize and respect. Others use scent for social display, combining it with vocal calls or tail waving. Males of certain species perform stink fights, rubbing their tails with scent and wafting it toward rivals to assert dominance. Females often use different glands to signal fertility or territory. These scent maps guide lemurs through dense forests where vision is limited and help them avoid unnecessary conflict. The complexity of their olfactory world is astonishing. What humans see with their eyes, lemurs can often see with their noses, creating a landscape made of smell. Capuchin monkeys wash their hands and feet with millipedes. In parts of Central and South America, capuchin monkeys engage in a strange ritual. They grab certain species of millipedes, bite them gently to make them release defensive chemicals, and then rub the secretion all over their fur, hands, and feet. To us, it might look like mischief, but it serves a clever purpose. The chemicals released by the millipedes act as natural insect repellents, keeping mosquitoes and parasites away. Some researchers also believe the monkeys enjoy a mild soothing or stimulating effect from the compounds. What begins as a form of self-care often turns social, as nearby monkeys join in and share the treatment. This curious behavior blends hygiene, health, and bonding in one act. It shows how resourceful and adaptive primates can be, using the world around them as both medicine and opportunity, guided by nothing more than instinct and experimentation. Some monkeys make snowballs just for fun. In the cold mountain regions of Japan, macaques have been seen gathering snow into compact balls and rolling them across the ground. The behavior has no practical purpose. It is not for food, warmth, or communication. It appears to be play for the pure joy of movement and creation. Young macaques often start it, tossing snow or pressing it into shapes, then chasing one another in bursts of laughter-like calls. Older members sometimes join in, which suggests that play is valued beyond youth. Scientists studying this have noted that playfulness correlates with intelligence and emotional health in primates. It strengthens social bonds, relieves stress, and stimulates curiosity. In a world often harsh and competitive, the sighted monkeys sculpting snow is a reminder that imagination and joy are not uniquely human. Even in freezing silence, they find ways to make life more interesting. Gibbons sing duets that echo through the forest canopy. Gibbons are the poets of the treetops. Each morning, pairs sing elaborate duets that carry far across the rainforest. Their calls intertwine in rising and falling melodies, forming complex patterns unique to each couple. These songs reinforce pair bonds and signal territory to neighbors, ensuring space without the need for confrontation. The precision of their timing is remarkable. One gibbon begins, the other joins in perfect rhythm, creating harmonies that can last for minutes. Young gibbons learn by listening, eventually developing their own family song when they mature. The duet serves both love and survival, a shared expression of unity heard above the rustle of leaves. To stand in the dawn light and hear their music is to witness one of nature's most graceful displays of communication. It is not only a call through the forest, but also a song of partnership. Marmosets whisper to each other when they do not want to be overheard. These tiny monkeys of South America live in close-knit families where constant communication is essential. Yet when danger lurks nearby or when a private moment is needed, they lower their voices to an almost inaudible murmur. The whispers are soft, but carry detailed information. Scientists discovered this behavior through sensitive microphones that picked up the subtle tones. It shows a sophisticated awareness of social context and sound control, rare in animals. Marmosets modulate volume based on who is listening and how close others are, much like humans choosing when to speak quietly. The ability to whisper likely helps them avoid predators and maintain harmony within the group. It also reflects an emotional intelligence capable of restraint and consideration. In the bustling canopy, where noise is constant, a marmoset's whisper is a small act of thoughtfulness carried on the wind. Tarsiers can turn their heads almost all the way around. These tiny nocturnal primates sit quietly on branches and watch the night. Their eyes are so large that they cannot swivel in their sockets. Instead of moving their eyes, they rotate their entire heads. Their neck is built with extra flexibility, which lets them spin their gaze nearly in a full circle. This gives them an incredible field of view without needing to shift their bodies, which helps them remain hidden from predators and also helps them stalk prey. Tarsiers hunt insects, lizards, and even small birds, leaping with sudden, explosive force. Their long fingers close fast and sure. Their huge eyes pull in every scrap of moonlight. Their near-full head turn and silent patience make them feel almost like owls of the primate world. They are both delicate and absolute in their focus, balanced between alert stillness and perfect spring-loaded movement. Slow lorises have a venomous bite, rare among mammals. A slow loris looks gentle, with big round eyes and a soft face that seems full of trust. But beneath that softness is a defense almost no other primate has. A slow loris has glands near its upper arms that produce a special fluid. When it feels threatened, it licks that fluid and mixes it with its saliva. The result is venom. A bite can cause intense pain, swelling, and, in some cases, dangerous shock. Even predators hesitate after a loris sinks its teeth in. Mothers sometimes rub this same secretion on their babies, almost like painting them with chemical armor. When a slow loris raises its arms, it can look almost like it wants to be picked up, but it is actually preparing to load its bite. It survives the night, not through speed, but through surprise. Beauty disguising biochemistry. Proboscis monkeys have noses that act like built-in amplifiers. Male proboscis monkeys have long, pendulum-like noses that can hang several inches over their mouths. The nose is not just for show. It works as a sound chamber. When a male calls out, the air vibrates through that large nose and deepens his voice, making him sound bigger and more imposing than he really is. That booming call travels through tangled mangrove forests, warning rivals and attracting females. Over time, females in the species have come to favor males with larger noses. That attention pushed the trait further and further, shaping a face that looks almost impossible. The nose may also help release heat and control breathing in the humid river air. So a proboscis monkey is not only odd, it is engineered by desire, strategy, and survival. It is a portrait of evolution that chose confidence as a physical feature. Howler monkeys' calls can carry for several miles through the jungle. In the dim light before sunrise, the forest of Central and South America can feel like it is shaking. That rumble is the voice of the howler monkey. These primates have an enlarged bone in the throat that acts like a hollow chamber, which turns their voices into rolling thunder. Their roar can be heard from miles away, even through heady vegetation and mist. The call serves as a warning to rival groups. It also works as a map for their own troop, so no one gets lost across the canopy. The volume prevents fights. If you can hear the other group clearly, you already know you should not cross into their feeding grounds. Many animals use sound, but very few can fill an entire rainforest with a single breath. It is power carried not in teeth or claws, but in voice. Geladas communicate using more than 30 different facial expressions. Geladas live in the highlands of Ethiopia, where the air is thin and cold, and the ground is open grass instead of jungle. They are built for social life. A gelada face is always talking, even when no sound is made. Scientists have recorded more than 30 distinct expressions used in everyday life. A flick of the eyes, a slight pull of the lips, a flash of gums, a tightening of the brow. Each tiny movement carries meaning. Curiosity, annoyance, invitation, warning, comfort. Because geladas live in very large groups, sometimes hundreds moving together like living rivers of fur, this silent language helps prevent constant conflict. A small disagreement can be calmed with one shared look. A young animal can ask for safety without a single call. This level of facial control and emotional signaling is so advanced that it feels almost conversational. Mandrills have faces that glow with natural pigments brighter than any other mammal. A dominant male mandrill is astonishing to behold. His face shines with vivid bands of red and blue, and the same bright colors continue across his body. The skin itself is colored, not the fur. The brightness is caused by the way tiny ridges in the skin scatter light. It is not paint. It is living light. The more powerful the male, the more intense the color becomes. High-status males also show brilliant color on their hindquarters, which they display during social encounters, almost like wearing a royal banner. These colors are used to attract mates and to warn off rivals without fighting. Even the eyes seem to sit in a mask. Early explorers thought people must have painted them. The truth is better. The mandrill does not need decoration. The mandrill arrives already wearing ceremony. The eye finds insects by tapping on wood and listening for hollow sounds. An eye moves through the night forests of Madagascar, like a careful detective. It taps its long, thin middle finger again and again along a tree branch, listening closely to the echo that comes back. When the echo rings just right, the eye knows there is a tunnel inside the wood, carved by a hidden grub. It then gnaws a hole with teeth that never stop growing. and slides that same eerie finger deep into the bark to fish the insect out. This style of foraging is called percussive hunting. It is incredibly rare among mammals and is more like the behavior of a woodpecker than a typical primate. Everything about the eye is adapted for this job. Oversized ears, rodent-like teeth, that skeletal finger. It is unlike any other primate on Earth, and it thrives by being strange. Spider monkeys can swing between trees faster than a person can run. Spider monkeys live high in the canopy and move with breathtaking speed. Their arms are long, their shoulders are flexible, and their tails act like a strong extra limb that can curl, grip, and even support their entire body weight. They travel using a style of motion called brachytion, where the body swings forward and the next hand is already reaching for the next branch. This lets them glide through the forest in smooth waves of motion. Over open gaps, they can cross distances in seconds that would take a human on the ground many long minutes to navigate through tangled growth and uneven terrain. High-speed travel also keeps them safe. Few predators can match them in the upper layers of the forest. Watching a spider monkey in motion feels like watching gravity lose the argument. Sifacars move across the ground by hopping sideways like dancers. Sifacars are elegant lemurs found in Madagascar. In the trees, they launch from trunk to trunk in long, floating leaps, catching branches with powerful legs and gripping hands. On the ground, they look completely different. They stand upright, arms raised for balance, and move in a sideways hopping gait. Each bound is deliberate and rhythmic, almost like a practiced performance. This unusual walk exists because their hind legs are so specialized for vertical leaping that normal four-legged walking no longer works well. The sideways hop lets them stay upright and alert while also moving quickly between patches of cover. For a moment, they almost resemble a tiny person in a white coat, gliding from one safe place to another. It is one of the most distinctive movement patterns in any primate, and it turns simple travel into something that looks like dance. Colobus monkeys have no thumbs at all. Colobus monkeys are leaf eaters that spend most of their lives in the treetops. Unlike most primates, they do not have full thumbs. Instead, where a thumb would normally be, there is only a small nub. At first, this sounds like a disadvantage. In reality, it is an advantage for their style of life. Their hands become hook-shaped, perfect for fast swinging from branch to branch without anything getting in the way. They move with smooth efficiency and almost never get tangled. Their stomach is also unusual. It is divided in a way that helps them break down tough leaves, almost like the stomach of a grazing hoofed animal. This allows them to survive on plant material that many other monkeys cannot digest. They are built for a calm life in the canopy, efficient, quiet, and specialized for a world of green. Some primates share food with complete strangers. In many animal species, sharing is limited to close relatives. Among some primates, the rule is looser and more interesting. Individuals have been seen giving food to outsiders who are not family and not allies. Sometimes this happens after a newcomer arrives from another group. Instead of driving that newcomer away, a resident offers fruit or a piece of gathered food. This can calm tension, reduce the risk of conflict, and build a possible future bond. In other cases, males offer food to females as a gesture that may later create trust. The gift is not instinct in the simple sense. It appears thoughtful. It even seems strategic. To hand over something valuable that you could eat yourself shows an understanding of long-term benefit. It may be the early shape of generosity, negotiation, and diplomacy in the primate world. Chimpanzees remember the faces of friends for decades. A chimpanzee can see a face from long ago and know exactly who it is. Studies have shown that chimps can recognize individuals they have not seen for many years and react instantly with excitement, caution, or curiosity, depending on the history of that relationship. This long memory suggests a social mind that keeps track of alliances, rivalries, and debts across large stretches of time. It is not just a blur of familiar and unfamiliar. It is specific. That one was kind. That one was dangerous. That one once shared food. A troop of chimpanzees lives in a shifting web of loyalties, power, and partnership. Being able to remember who is who and what they did matters for survival. It affects who gets grooming, who gets protection, and who gets warning calls in moments of alarm. Gorillas mourn their dead with visible sadness. When a gorilla loses a family member, the reaction can be quiet and full of weight. Group members often stay near the body. They touch it gently. They sit close and remain unusually still. Mothers have been seen carrying deceased infants for long periods, refusing to let go, as if some part of them is still hoping the small body will wake. Other gorillas sometimes approach the mother slowly, offering contact and support. During this time, play and exploration drop. Voices soften. Movement slows. The entire group seems to feel the change. It does not look like confusion. It looks like grief. This kind of response tells us that gorillas do not only live moment to moment. They form bonds deep enough that absence has weight. They feel when a presence becomes memory. Bonobos share food even when they are hungry themselves. Bonobos live in communities where cooperation is a core survival strategy. Food is one of the most valuable resources in the forest, and yet bonobos have repeatedly been observed willingly offering preferred food to others, including individuals from outside their own group. They do this even when the giver is clearly hungry. The act seems to reduce tension and invite peaceful contact. It can turn a possible conflict into a calm meeting. Bonobos are known for resolving stress through connection rather than force. Sharing food is part of that pattern. It says, "I am not a threat. You do not need to fear me." In their world, generosity is not weakness. It is a form of social control, a way to keep harmony within a network that depends on trust. The gift of food can become the start of safety. Orangutans have individual personalities as distinct as humans. Spend enough time with orangutans and you begin to notice something striking. Each one is unmistakably themselves. Some are bold and curious, approaching new objects with confident hands and intense focus. Some are shy and prefer quiet observation from a safe distance high in the canopy. Some are playful and patient with youngsters. Others are more solitary and stubborn. These traits are stable across years, not just moods in a single day. Caregivers and field researchers can often describe an orangutan the way a person might describe a relative: calm, mischievous, thoughtful, moody, gentle. These personalities affect how each orangutan solves problems, chooses travel routes, and interacts with neighbors. This individuality matters in the wild because orangutans are mostly solitary. A personal style is part of their survival strategy. Their minds are not copies. They are singular. Capuchins have been seen comforting others with gentle hugs. Capuchin monkeys live in tight social groups that depend on cooperation and shared awareness. When one individual becomes distressed, perhaps after losing a fight or being chased away from food, another capuchin may approach quietly and wrap its arms around the upset monkey. The contact is slow and continuous. There is no struggle in it. The calmer individual sometimes also grooms the fur of the other, which lowers tension and heart rate. This looks very similar to human comforting behavior after fear, shock, or embarrassment. The goal seems to be reassurance. You are not alone. You are still part of us. This kind of emotional caregiving builds social strength inside the group. It reduces the chance that conflict will tear bonds apart. It also shows that empathy in primates is not only mental, it is physical and deliberate. Some monkeys hold grudges for years after a betrayal. Social life among primates is not only about friendship, it is also about memory of harm. In several monkey species, an individual who was chased, bitten, or refused help in a past dispute will sometimes refuse to cooperate with that same rival long after the event. This can last for seasons, even years. The offended monkey may deny grooming, deny support in future conflicts, or deny access to food-sharing circles. The grudge has a purpose. It teaches others that actions have consequences and that status can fall if trust is abused. It also gives power to smaller individuals. You may win this fight today, but the cost will follow you. This accounting of social debt is an early form of politics. It shows planning, restraint, and a kind of cold bookkeeping that stretches beyond the moment. Gibbons mate for life and sing together every morning. Many gibbon species form long-term pair bonds. A mated pair travels together, raises young together, defends territory together, and greets the new day with a duet. Their voices weave around one another in looping patterns that can carry across long distances of forest. The timing is so precise that it almost sounds rehearsed. Each partner knows exactly when to rise, when to drop, when to hold a note to leave room for the other to answer. The song is both a declaration and a promise. It says this place is ours, and we belong to each other. Younger gibbons learn the local style of song and sometimes practice on their own, the way a child might hum a favorite melody. The duet is more than noise. It is a living record of partnership. Marmoset fathers carry the babies almost all the time. In many primate species, mothers do most of the direct infant care. Marmosets, however, share that work in a very unusual way. Fathers, and often older siblings as well, carry the tiny babies for most of the day. The mother mainly takes the infant back when it is time to nurse. After that, the baby returns to the arms or back of the father or helper. This spreads the effort of childcare across the whole family. It also allows the mother to recover more quickly, which is important because marmosets often give birth to twins. The constant carrying by multiple caretakers teaches the young to be social from the start. The infants know many hands, many scents, many heartbeats. They grow up inside a net of protection and attention, not just a single bond. Lemur troops have matriarchs that lead the entire group. In many lemur species, females hold the highest status. A dominant female decides where the group feeds, where it travels, and when it rests. She can displace males from food and will defend her position with confident force if challenged. This leadership structure shapes daily survival. It also stabilizes the troop because offspring often inherit social position from strong, established mothers. In harsh seasons, such as a long dry spell in Madagascar, this female-led order can make the difference between holding territory or losing access to critical fruit and flowers. Young lemurs observe this hierarchy from the beginning. They learn whom to follow, whom to approach, and how to behave within the social ladder. The result is a society that is not only cooperative, but also very clearly organized under female authority. Humans share about 98% of their DNA with chimpanzees. The difference between us and chimpanzees is far smaller than it might seem. Nearly every gene in our body has a close twin in theirs. The variations that exist mostly concern how genes are switched on or off and how proteins are expressed in our brains and muscles. This close kinship is visible in more than appearance. Chimpanzees laugh when tickled, mourn when a friend dies, and solve problems through reasoning. Our shared DNA means we also share many of the same vulnerabilities, including to diseases and aging processes. It reveals that we did not spring into existence separate from nature. We are one branch of a much older story that continues to unfold in forests and sanctuaries today. Every gesture they make, from curiosity to empathy, carries echoes of our own behavior, written in molecular memory. Bonobos and humans share nearly the same brain-to-body ratio. Among all primates, bonobos stand out for their intelligence, creativity, and emotional depth. Their brain size relative to body weight is almost identical to that of humans, and this similarity is reflected in how they solve problems, form alliances, and manage relationships. They recognize patterns, use gestures with intention, and demonstrate long-term memory. Bonobos are also known for their empathy, resolving conflict with calm interaction instead of aggression. Their emotional range and awareness suggest a kind of early morality rooted in compassion rather than dominance. When they share food or groom a rival, they are not following simple instinct. They are making choices that support peace within the group. The closeness of our brain proportions is more than anatomy. It is a shared architecture of thought, showing that intelligence can arise in many shapes, guided not only by power, but by kindness. Gorillas have unique fingerprints just like us. Every gorilla has ridges and whorls on their fingertips that form patterns unlike any other individual. Even identical twins among humans have different fingerprints, and gorillas follow the same rule. These fine details serve the same purpose they do in us, improving grip and touch sensitivity. Scientists can identify gorillas by their prints on surfaces, just as investigators use prints to identify people. This feature reflects our deep evolutionary connection, preserved across millions of years of shared ancestry. The patterns develop before birth and remain unchanged for life. No environment or experience can erase or duplicate them. Holding a gorilla's hand, one would see the same swirling signature of individuality that defines us. It is an unexpected reminder that identity is not an invention of language or culture. It already existed in the fingertips of creatures who shaped the world with gentleness and care. Some monkeys can recognize themselves in mirrors. When a creature understands that its reflection is not another animal but its own image, it shows a sense of self. Very few species can do this. Certain monkeys, such as rhesus macaques trained with small mirrors and markings, have demonstrated signs of self-recognition. They touch or inspect the spot on their body where a mark appears, rather than reacting to the reflection as if it were another individual. This understanding suggests awareness that goes beyond instinct. It requires memory, perception, and a model of oneself. Self-recognition is linked to empathy and planning, abilities that depend on understanding one's own existence. In the shimmering surface of a mirror, the boundary between animal and person grows thin. The monkey does not see a rival. It sees a self, fragile and curious, reflected back through the simplest tool of all, a piece of polished glass. The human lineage split from chimpanzees roughly 6 million years ago. At some point in deep time, an ancient population of ape-like ancestors began to change. Some stayed in the forests. Others adapted to life on open ground. Over thousands of generations, that difference widened until two branches formed, one leading to modern chimpanzees and one to us. Fossil evidence places this separation around 6 million years ago, during a period of shifting climates and expanding grasslands. Early humans began walking upright and exploring new diets, while their relatives stayed among the trees. The split was not a sudden event, but a slow unfolding of adaptations that suited each environment. Every new fossil helps fill the space between us and them, revealing a shared past written in bone. Our species did not replace theirs. We grew alongside them, each carrying a piece of that original inheritance in our blood. Our common ancestor with lemurs lived more than 60 million years ago. The oldest roots of the primate family reach far back into the age just after the dinosaurs disappeared. Small, shrew-like creatures climbed through the ancient forests of a warming planet, feeding on fruit and insects. From these early forms came the split that led to lemurs on one side and monkeys, apes, and humans on the other. Fossils from this era show early grasping hands, flexible wrists, and forward-facing eyes, the basic tools of an arboreal life. Lemurs remained isolated on the island of Madagascar, evolving into hundreds of distinct species that preserve traits once common to all primates. Every lemur living today is a window into that first branching of the family tree. When we look at them, we are seeing echoes of ancestors who lived before continents finished shifting into their modern shape, when primate history had just begun. Primates were among the first mammals to develop true color vision. Most mammals see the world in muted tones, but primates evolved a way to perceive the full spectrum of light. This change likely began when fruit-eating species needed to distinguish ripe food among green leaves. Over time, their eyes developed 3 types of color receptors instead of 2. This gave them the ability to see reds, blues, and greens separately and combine them into rich detail. With color came new opportunities. They could spot nutritious fruit, recognize social signals in flushed skin, and notice subtle changes in expression. The world became more vivid, and that vividness shaped intelligence. Decisions could now be guided by sight in a way few other animals experience. Every sunset or flower seen by human eyes carries a lineage of color that started with small primates searching for berries under the bright canopy of ancient forests. The earliest primates resembled tiny tree-dwelling shrews. Long before apes, monkeys, or lemurs, the first primates were small nocturnal mammals that darted among branches under the cover of darkness. They had large eyes, flexible fingers, and a strong sense of balance. These traits help them chase insects and reach fruit high above the ground. Fossils suggest they lived about 65 million years ago, during a time when the world was recovering from the extinction that ended the reign of the dinosaurs. Their brains were already larger than expected for their size, a sign that awareness and coordination were beginning to grow. From such small beginnings came the vast range of primate forms that now exist, from the smallest marmoset to the largest gorilla. The entire story of human evolution traces back to these delicate, agile ancestors who first turned the forest canopy into a laboratory for intelligence. Fossilized teeth reveal that ancient primates once lived at the poles. It seems almost impossible, but fossil evidence shows that early primates once thrived near what is now the Arctic Circle. During the warm Eocene epoch, the world was much hotter, and forests covered areas that are now icy wilderness. Fossils of ancient primates have been found in Canada and even in Greenland, including tiny teeth and jaw fragments that match species known from tropical regions. These remains suggest that primates adapted to long periods of darkness and cooler temperatures, a remarkable display of flexibility for animals we usually associate with warm jungles. The polar forests of that time would have seen months of twilight followed by long summer days. For small primates, it was a world of endless dusk, full of insects, fruit, and quiet mystery. Their presence there reminds us that life, when given warmth and time, can reach into every corner of the Earth. Primates are key to understanding how intelligence evolved on Earth. The story of intelligence is not limited to humans. By studying primates, scientists can trace the gradual development of reasoning, planning, and communication across millions of years. Every species holds a clue. Chimpanzees show how tools can become traditions. Capuchins reveal the roots of fairness. Orangutans demonstrate foresight and patience. Even small lemurs and tarsiers display problem-solving and emotional awareness that hint at complex thought. Together, they form a living record of cognition's slow rise. Comparing their brains and behaviors helps reveal how structure leads to consciousness, how cooperation leads to learning, and how curiosity may have driven evolution itself. When we watch a monkey puzzle out how to open a shell or a gibbon plan its next swing, we are seeing moments from the long apprenticeship of intelligence that ultimately shaped our own minds. Some monkeys use stones as hammers and anvils. In parts of South America, capuchins have been seen selecting flat stones to use as bases and round stones as hammers. They place nuts or shellfish between the two and strike with measured rhythm until the food breaks open. The action is not random. The monkeys choose stones of the right weight, size, and balance for the job. They even transport their favorite tools from one place to another, keeping a collection of reliable instruments. These behaviors demonstrate not just creativity, but understanding of cause and effect. Using one object to change another marks a major step toward abstract thought. Archaeologists studying ancient stone fragments have found patterns almost identical to those made by modern capuchins, suggesting that such behavior could date back thousands of years. In every rhythmic tap lies a spark of reasoning that once helped turn survival into craft. Capuchins choose the best rock for the job and save it for later. Among tool-using primates, capuchins show an extra level of planning. They do not simply pick up the nearest stone. They test different ones, weighing them in their hands, feeling the balance, and deciding which works best. Once they find a suitable tool, they keep it. Some carry a favored hammer from site to site, returning to the same place to reuse it many times. This act of saving demonstrates foresight, one of the rarest abilities in the animal world. It means they can imagine a future need before it happens. This understanding of continuity, that a tool useful today will be useful again tomorrow, places capuchins among the most intelligent of all monkeys. Watching one strike open a nut is like watching an echo of the first human artisan, discovering the satisfaction of turning the environment into an ally. Orangutans have learned to use leaves as umbrellas. In the constant rain of tropical forests, orangutans have been observed breaking off large leaves and holding them above their heads when storms arrive. The motion is deliberate and repeated across individuals, suggesting shared learning rather than chance. Sometimes they fold the leaves into layers for better protection, or use them to shield infants clinging to their chests. This shows an ability to adapt objects for new purposes, the foundation of tool use and problem solving. They also use leafy branches as napkins to wipe themselves after eating sticky fruit. Such creative behavior reveals flexible minds that do not simply react to the environment, but shape it to their comfort. Each leaf umbrella is a small triumph of observation and memory, an invention reborn every time rain begins to fall across the endless green world of the canopy. Chimpanzees sharpen sticks to spear small animals. While most chimpanzees use tools for gathering fruit or insects, some have taken the next step into active hunting. In certain regions, they break branches, chew one end to form a point, and use the sharpened stick to jab into tree hollows where small mammals hide. After striking, they pull the stick back and inspect it for blood or fur, a sign of success. This behavior shows imagination and a deliberate attempt to extend their physical reach. It is one of the earliest examples of a non-human species creating a weapon. Females often use this technique more than males, suggesting a division of innovation rather than aggression. The discovery reminds us that tool use can evolve independently wherever curiosity and hunger meet. It also shows how the boundary between invention and instinct is thinner than we once believed. Gorillas use sticks to test water depth before crossing. When faced with streams or puddles of uncertain depth, some gorillas have been seen picking up branches or long reeds and probing the surface before stepping in. The action is simple but filled with awareness. They are testing a problem, gathering information, and adjusting behavior based on the result. This is the essence of reasoning. It prevents accidents, conserves energy, and reveals an ability to predict danger. Watching a huge silverback delicately touch the water ahead of him is both practical and oddly human. The use of tools in this way is rare among gorillas but deeply significant. It proves that intelligence does not always shout with invention. Sometimes it whispers through small, quiet gestures of caution that mean the difference between safety and struggle in a world full of uncertainty. Macaques wash sweet potatoes in rivers to clean them. This discovery began in Japan in the middle of the 20th century, when scientists noticed that one young macaque began dipping her food in water before eating. Others watched and copied her. Within a few years, the habit spread throughout the group and to younger generations. The monkeys learned to carry their food to nearby streams to wash away sand and dirt, and later began seasoning it by rinsing it in seawater, which they seemed to prefer for the taste. This was one of the first recorded examples of cultural transmission in non-human primates. A single idea, born from curiosity, became a lasting tradition. It revealed how observation and imitation can turn small discoveries into shared behavior. That young macaque's simple act of washing food quietly rewrote what scientists thought animals could learn and pass on. Some monkeys use branches to scratch unreachable itches. It is a small act, but full of meaning. Monkeys have been seen breaking off twigs, stripping away leaves, and using them to reach the spots on their backs that hands cannot reach. They adjust the pressure, length, and angle until the scratch is perfect. This may sound ordinary, yet it demonstrates creativity and self-awareness. The monkey feels discomfort, imagines relief, and finds an object that can provide it. That sequence of thought mirrors the foundations of human problem-solving. Some species have even been seen saving the best scratching sticks for reuse, storing them in safe places. These moments of personal care are more than convenience. They show that comfort and ingenuity often grow together. Even in the smallest needs, the mind seeks solutions, and that quiet desire to improve life is a shared inheritance among thinking creatures. Chimpanzees fashion leafy sponges to drink from tree hollows. When rainwater collects inside the hollows of trees, chimpanzees will pluck handfuls of leaves, fold them into tight wads, and dip them into the water. The leaves absorb the liquid, creating a sponge that can be lifted to the mouth and squeezed dry. The entire process shows forward planning and motor precision. Some chimps modify the shape of the sponge to fit the depth of the hollow, or choose softer leaves that hold more water. These handmade tools are often reused, and young chotes learn by watching their elders. This practice may be one of the earliest forms of tool crafting, using available materials to bridge a limitation. The leaf sponge is elegant, quick to make, and entirely biodegradable. In each sip is an expression of intelligence that blends necessity with the first spark of creative design. Orangutans once learned to paddle canoes by watching humans. In certain forested regions of Indonesia, orangutans living near research sites have been observed imitating people who used small boats to cross rivers. They watched carefully as the boats moved, noted how the paddles worked, and on several occasions climbed into empty canoes to experiment. Some even used branches as makeshift paddles, moving the boat short distances across calm water. The behavior was never taught. It arose purely from observation and curiosity. This shows that orangutans not only notice but also understand cause and effect beyond their normal environment. They can transfer knowledge from one situation to another, a key feature of advanced learning. The image of an orangutan sitting upright in a canoe guiding itself gently down the stream feels almost symbolic of intelligence itself, patient, watchful, and always reaching for what lies just beyond. Familiar ground. Tool use among primates may have existed for millions of years. The idea that animals could shape their environment was once thought uniquely human, but evidence now suggests otherwise. Fossils and archaeological findings from Africa and South America show stones with wear patterns identical to those made by modern primates cracking nuts. These tools are at least several thousand years old, and the behavior that created them may stretch back millions. Such discoveries indicate that tool use is not a sudden leap, but a continuum that began long before humanity emerged. Every generation of primates that struck stone against shell added one thread to that ancient lineage of invention. The urge to experiment, to try, to create something useful, seems woven into the fabric of life itself. Long before our ancestors learned to spark fire, another set of clever hands had already begun turning the natural world into an instrument of survival. Some monkeys form unlikely friendships with deer and wild boars. In the forests of Asia, certain macaques and langurs have been seen forming gentle partnerships with deer and wild boars. The monkeys perch on their backs, pick insects from their fur, and drop bits of fruit to the ground for their companions to eat. These exchanges are not trained behaviors, but natural bonds that seem to grow from mutual comfort. The deer gain easy access to food and grooming, while the monkeys enjoy safe perches and company that keeps predators at bay. In some places, boars even follow monkeys through the undergrowth, knowing they will knock down fruit and nuts from above. These quiet alliances show that friendship in nature is not limited by species. It grows wherever trust and curiosity meet. Two very different creatures, living together in rhythm, share a kind of understanding that transcends language. Capuchins throw rocks to assert dominance or get attention. Capuchin monkeys are clever, social, and sometimes dramatic. In parts of Brazil, researchers have watched individuals pick up stones and throw them toward others to make a statement. Sometimes it is a display of strength, meant to impress or challenge a rival. At other times, a female will throw stones at a male to draw his attention, turning aggression into communication. The throws are deliberate, not random. Capuchins choose the right size and weight of rock and aim with surprising accuracy. These actions require coordination, timing, and intent, traits that echo the roots of complex behavior. In the wild, even a small act, like throwing a stone, can be a message filled with meaning. It says, "I am here, I am watching, and I want you to notice me." Every throw becomes a signal of personality and power expressed through movement. Mandrills show status through the brightness of their colors. Among mandrills, the most vivid males are the ones who rule. Their faces blaze with bands of blue and red, and their bodies glow with rich yellow and gold fur. The intensity of these colors is linked to hormones and social rank. A dominant mandrill's colors shine brightest, while those of subordinates fade. When power shifts, color changes too, dimming or brightening within weeks. The colors act as both armor and advertisement, reducing the need for constant physical conflict. A single glance tells every member of the group who is in charge. These pigments also attract mates, signaling health and vitality. To the human eye, the mandrill looks painted, but the display is entirely natural. It is an evolving language of light, spoken through skin. In the jungle gloom, that flash of living color carries authority no sound could equal. The baboons organize their societies into intricate hierarchies. Baboons live in some of the most structured social systems known among primates. Each troop has layers of rank and influence that shape daily life. Dominant males often form alliances with other powerful individuals, while females inherit social position from their mothers. Within these ranks are subtler relationships built on trust, grooming, and shared defense. A single gesture, such as a bowed head or gentle touch, can shift the balance of power. Conflicts are frequent, but managed through displays and negotiation rather than constant fighting. The complexity of these hierarchies rivals that of early human communities, complete with politics, loyalty, and deception. Every day is a living drama of survival through social skill. To watch a baboon troop at dawn is to see intelligence in motion, a civilization built from instinct, memory, and a shared understanding of what order means. Geladas form massive groups that can include hundreds of individuals. High in the Ethiopian mountains, geladas gather on grassy cliffs in groups so large they look like moving carpets of fur. These herds can include several hundred individuals, organized into smaller family units called bands. Within each band are layers of relationships built around grooming, play, and protection. Such enormous gatherings allow safety in numbers, but they also require complex coordination. Geladas communicate constantly with soft calls, glances, and the flick of a hand. Their social world is a living network of small partnerships within a vast community. When predators approach, information spreads in seconds across the entire herd, and hundreds of bodies move together in near-perfect synchrony. This scale of organization is rare among primates. It demonstrates how communication and cooperation can evolve in open habitats, turning the harsh mountain landscape into a place of unity and shared awareness. Male orangutans use long calls to attract mates from miles away. In the dense rainforests of Borneo and Sumatra, the low, booming voice of a male orangutan can roll through the trees for miles. These long calls begin with deep, pulsing notes that rise into a series of echoes that sound like wind moving through hollow wood. Each male has a distinctive tone that identifies him to others. The call serves several purposes. It warns rival males to stay away and lets females know where to find a strong, healthy partner. Producing such a sound requires large cheek pads and a throat patch that acts as a natural resonator. The ability to project a call so far through dense jungle shows remarkable adaptation to sound. It is a song of presence and confidence, a voice shaped by air and distance. Even when the caller is unseen, his voice claims a forest of his own. Bonobo societies are led by females. Among bonobos, leadership flows from cooperation rather than aggression. Adult females hold the highest authority, often forming alliances with each other to maintain peace and guide group decisions. Their strength comes not from physical dominance, but from unity. Males remain close to their mothers for life, and a mother's influence often determines her son's standing within the group. This matriarchal system creates a culture of balance that favors empathy over competition. Disputes are often settled through shared grooming, play, or food rather than violence. The result is a society where aggression is rare and relationships are carefully maintained. The female-led structure of bonobos stands as a reminder that power can be expressed through nurture and cooperation. It shows that evolution does not favor only force, but also the quiet intelligence of keeping peace in a crowded world. Dominant chimpanzees often gain power through social intelligence rather than strength. In chimpanzee communities, leadership is not simply won through muscle. A dominant individual must understand alliances, emotions, and timing. The most successful leaders often rise through clever negotiation rather than constant fighting. They know when to groom a rival, when to offer food, and when to display just enough strength to deter challenge. Many form bonds with females and younger males, building a loyal circle that supports their position. When such leaders grow old, some retain influence by acting as mediators, guiding disputes with calm gestures. Leadership in these communities is a balance of force and finesse. It is a living demonstration of strategy built from empathy and awareness. Watching a dominant chimp quietly maintain control without violence is like seeing the first outlines of politics, drawn not in words but in glances, favors, and understanding. Gorillas resolve disputes through chest-beating displays instead of fighting. When tension rises among gorillas, violence is rarely the first answer. Instead, a male may stand tall, inflate his chest, and beat it with cupped hands, producing a deep, echoing sound that rolls across the forest. This rhythmic drumming signals strength and confidence without injury. Each gorilla has a unique pattern of beats, allowing others to recognize who is calling. Often, the display alone is enough to settle the conflict. The challenger withdraws, and calm returns to the group. The chest beat also serves to warn predators or announce dominance during mating seasons. What might seem like aggression is actually communication, designed to prevent harm. It shows that in the natural world, power is often measured not by destruction, but by restraint. The sound fades, the air settles, and the forest breathes again, having witnessed a negotiation instead of a battle. Lemur societies can collapse when matriarchs die unexpectedly. In the forests of Madagascar, lemur groups often depend on a single strong female to maintain balance. She decides where to forage, when to rest, and how to manage disputes. Her leadership keeps the group organized and safe. When she dies suddenly, the entire structure can fall apart. Males may scatter, subgroups may compete, and without clear guidance, the troop risks starvation or predation. Younger females sometimes step forward, but it can take years for a new matriarch to stabilize the group. This fragile dependence shows how deeply social order runs in primate life. Leadership is not only about control. It is about memory, cooperation, and continuity. A single loss can ripple outward through generations. In these moments, the forest feels quieter, as if pausing to acknowledge the disappearance of a voice that once guided so many. Some monkeys steal items from humans to barter for food. In parts of Asia, macaques living near temples and markets have learned to take advantage of human habits. They snatch sunglasses, hats, cameras, or other small objects, and then wait patiently for a trade. Tourists or locals offer food, and the monkeys return the stolen item. The exchange is quick and precise. Researchers studying this behavior have found that smarter monkeys choose more valuable objects because they know they will receive better rewards. This is not simple theft. It is strategy. The monkeys have learned how to negotiate value and control the outcome. They are playing a social game with another species. In these moments, the line between human cleverness and animal wit blurs completely. The marketplace becomes a shared classroom where both sides learn something about bargaining, patience, and the art of getting exactly what you want. Macaques have learned to use vending machines in Japan. At a coastal park in Japan, macaques have discovered that human technology can serve their curiosity. After watching visitors use coin-operated vending machines, the monkeys began copying the sequence of actions. They insert tokens, press buttons, and wait for the machine to deliver food. Some even collect coins dropped by people or found on the ground, showing an understanding of cause and effect between object and reward. This behavior is a vivid display of observational learning, where a species adapts not through instinct, but through imitation. It also shows how intelligence flourishes wherever curiosity meets opportunity. The macaques do not need the machine to survive, but they use it because it fascinates them. Their hands, so similar to ours, move with careful purpose as they explore this strange metal tree that gives fruit at the push of a button. Orangutans can recognize television footage of themselves. When shown videos on screens, orangutans have displayed remarkable recognition. They turn toward their own image, inspect it, and react as if they understand that the reflection represents them. Some adjust their posture, touch their faces, or look behind the screen to explore what they see. This response goes beyond curiosity. It suggests a level of self-awareness usually associated with humans and a few other highly intelligent animals. The ability to link one's physical self with a visual representation is a form of abstract thought. In orangutans, it hints at the early building blocks of imagination. Watching their reflection is not just entertainment. It is introspection. They are exploring the idea of self, which may be one of the quietest and deepest realizations any mind can have. Capuchins understand fairness and protest when treated unequally. In laboratory studies, pairs of capuchin monkeys were asked to perform the same simple task, such as handing a researcher a stone. When both were rewarded equally, they cooperated happily. But when one received a better treat than the other, the slighted capuchin often refused to continue. Some threw the food back. Others turned away in visible protest. This reaction shows that they recognize inequality and respond emotionally to it. Fairness is not a human invention. It is a sense that seems rooted deep in the social mind. In the wild, this awareness may help maintain cooperation by discouraging selfishness. Each act of fairness strengthens trust within the group. The experiment revealed something profound. Justice is not learned through rules. It grows naturally wherever living beings must rely on one another to survive. Bonobos can interpret human pointing gestures. When a person points toward an object, most animals either ignore the gesture or follow the motion of the hand itself. Bonobos, however, understand that the gesture is symbolic. They look in the direction being indicated and search for the intended object. This comprehension requires perspective-taking, the ability to imagine what another being sees or knows. Bonobos use similar gestures among themselves, guiding attention toward food or play partners. When they understand a human point, they are bridging two different worlds of communication. The gesture becomes a shared language, small but powerful. It connects species separated by millions of years of evolution through a single act of understanding. The bonobo's quiet response, a look toward the pointed direction, carries within it the same seed of cooperation that once allowed humans to build trust, teamwork, and society itself. Gorillas have been taught basic sign language. Over several decades, gorillas in captivity have learned to use a set of hand signs derived from human sign language to communicate with their caretakers. They can express simple ideas, make requests, and respond to questions. Some have even created combinations of signs to describe new objects or emotions. These interactions show that gorillas possess both memory and imagination, capable of linking symbols to meaning. When a gorilla signs the word for food, or friend, or sadness, it is not repeating an empty pattern. It is using a learned tool to express awareness. This ability bridges the gap between species, proving that language is not bound entirely to voice. It can live in motion, gesture, and shared experience. The conversations between humans and gorillas reveal intelligence shaped not by words alone, but by connection and empathy. Chimpanzees can remember the exact location of hundreds of food sources. In the vast forests of Africa, chimpanzees travel along paths that wind for miles through thick vegetation. yet they rarely get lost. They know where every fruiting tree stands and when each will produce food. Their mental maps are incredibly detailed, guiding them from one patch of abundance to another in the right season. Researchers tracking them with GPS have confirmed that these routes are not random. The chimps plan their journeys, taking the shortest path between food sources and adjusting for obstacles. Such memory requires a powerful sense of space and time. It shows that their minds hold not just objects but events, linked together across months and even years. Each journey through the forest is a demonstration of memory, patience, and the quiet rhythm of creatures who think far beyond the moment. Some primates appear to experience empathy and even guilt. In social groups where every action matters, emotions become tools for stability. Primates that live together for years must read each other's moods and repair harm when it occurs. Scientists have seen monkeys approach those they have hurt and offer gentle contact, often avoiding eye contact as if embarrassed. Others comfort victims of aggression, sitting beside them or grooming their fur until calm returns. These gestures show awareness of another's feelings, not just reaction to noise or movement. They hint at the early roots of conscience, the understanding that actions can cause pain and that relationships can be repaired. In the forests and mountains where these animals live, such empathy may be the true glue that holds groups together. It is emotion turned into survival strategy, an invisible bond stronger than any rule. Monkeys have regional dialects in their calls. Across wide ranges, the same species of monkey can sound noticeably different. Their calls vary in rhythm, tone, and pattern from one area to another, much like regional accents in human speech. Young monkeys learn the local version of calls from listening to elders, meaning the sound patterns are passed down culturally rather than genetically. When individuals move between groups, they often begin adjusting their calls to fit their new companions, showing flexibility in social identity. These dialects help groups recognize one another and maintain cohesion. They also reveal that communication among primates is not static. It evolves and adapts as societies change. Each forest carries its own song, a vocal fingerprint shaped by generations of listening and imitation. To travel through those habitats is to pass through shifting languages made of sound and belonging. Primates can learn from watching videos just like humans do. Experiments with apes and monkeys have shown that visual learning through screens is not limited to people. When shown recordings of other primates performing tasks, such as using tools or solving puzzles, many can copy the behavior afterward without direct teaching. This demonstrates the ability to translate two-dimensional images into three-dimensional understanding, a significant cognitive step. Some even recognize specific individuals on screen, responding differently to familiar faces. Learning from video allows them to acquire skills from examples that exist outside their immediate experience. It proves that imagination and observation can combine to extend knowledge beyond direct contact. In essence, the screen becomes a window into another mind. For creatures that already learn by watching, it is a natural evolution of an old habit. They see, they think, and they remember, turning light into understanding. The pygmy marmoset is the smallest monkey in the world. This tiny primate weighs less than a bar of soap and could fit comfortably in the palm of your hand. Found in the rainforests of the Amazon basin, pygmy marmosets move like quick sparks through the trees, feeding on tree sap, insects, and small bits of fruit. Their sharp lower teeth act like miniature chisels, carving neat holes in tree bark so sap can flow out. They return later to drink the sweet liquid, sometimes guarding the spot from others. Despite their size, pygmy marmosets live in close family groups and communicate with a wide range of chirps and trills too high for the human ear to catch. When alarmed, they freeze completely, blending into branches like small patches of bark. Every motion, every sound, is light and precise. They are a reminder that even the tiniest creatures can hold entire worlds of intelligence and care. The mandrill is the largest monkey on Earth. A full-grown male mandrill can weigh more than 100 pounds, with long canine teeth and an aura of pure presence. Its face glows with deep red and electric blue ridges, and its body fur shimmers with olive and gold tones. In the dim light of the forest, those colors look almost painted. These enormous monkeys live in the rainforests of Central Africa, where they travel in large groups called hordes that can number in the hundreds. Despite their size, they are surprisingly agile, climbing trees with ease and foraging for fruit, roots, and insects. Their bright coloration is a living badge of status. The more dominant a male becomes, the more vibrant his colors grow. When a mandrill walks through a clearing, the forest itself seems to part for him, aware that it is witnessing a creature built for strength, display, and command. The mountain gorilla is the heaviest of all primates. These gentle giants can weigh over 400 pounds, with males towering close to 6 feet when standing upright. Found only in the misty mountains of Central Africa, mountain gorillas live in tight family groups led by a dominant silverback whose calm strength guides the troop. Their thick fur keeps them warm in the cool highland air, and their diet consists mostly of leaves, shoots, and stems. Despite their immense power, they move with care and tenderness, especially around infants. Each step through the forest is deliberate, each touch deliberate too, as if they understand their own strength. When the silverback sits, surrounded by his family, the group radiates peace. The air fills with quiet grunts of contentment and the soft tearing of leaves. For all their size, mountain gorillas remind us that power and gentleness can exist in perfect balance. The tarsier has the largest eyes relative to its body of any mammal. Each of its enormous eyes is larger than its brain. These delicate nocturnal primates live in the forests of Southeast Asia, leaping between branches in complete silence. Their round eyes are perfectly adapted for night vision, capturing every faint glimmer of moonlight. Because their eyes are fixed in their sockets, they cannot move them side to side, so tarsiers compensate by rotating their heads nearly a full circle to scan their surroundings. With their long fingers and lightning-fast reflexes, they catch insects in midair, clinging to branches with gripping toes. When viewed up close, their gaze feels almost human, deep and ancient, like something from a dream. They are ghosts of the forest, watching and waiting, still and unseen. To glimpse a tarsier is to look into eyes that have witnessed more nights than we can imagine, polished by millions of years of quiet evolution. The proboscis monkey's nose can grow longer than its hand. Among all primates, none has a face quite like the proboscis monkey. Males develop long, pendulous noses that can hang several inches past their mouths. Far from being useless decoration, this unusual feature serves as a sound chamber, amplifying their deep, honking calls that echo through the mangrove forests of Borneo. Females seem to prefer the largest noses, and over generations, those preferences shaped one of the strangest faces in nature. These monkeys are also skilled swimmers, diving into rivers to escape predators and moving between islands of forest with graceful strokes. When a troop crosses the water, their big noses bob like buoys. The sight is both comical and strangely elegant. Each proboscis monkey carries its history on its face, a living symbol of how evolution shapes beauty, sound, and survival into something both bizarre and unforgettable. The gelada has a patch of bare red skin on its chest shaped like a heart. High in the Ethiopian highlands, where the air is thin and cold, the gelada sits among the grasses. Its thick fur ripples like a cloak of gold and brown, but at the center of its chest is a patch of bare skin that glows bright red. In males, this patch becomes even brighter during the mating season, signaling health and strength to females. The shape of the mark resembles a heart, glowing as though lit from within. Because geladas spend most of their time on the ground eating grass, the patch on the chest, rather than the face, became their form of display. When they sit upright, the scarlet flare catches the light, turning the plateau into a stage of quiet competition. It is a natural badge of vitality, one that pulses in color where the heart itself beats beneath. The aye's middle finger is longer than the rest combined. This peculiar lemur from Madagascar has evolved one of the strangest hands in the animal kingdom. Its long, thin middle finger looks skeletal, built for delicate and eerie precision. The eye uses it to tap along tree bark, listening for hollow sounds that betray tunnels made by insects. When it hears the right echo, it gnaws a hole with rodent-like teeth, then inserts that strange finger to hook the prey from within. The movement is so fast that the eye can barely follow. This combination of hearing, tapping, and probing is unique among primates and gives the eye an ecological role like that of a woodpecker. To watch one work in the dark is to see the forest turned into music, every tap a note in the rhythm of survival. It is proof that evolution never runs out of ideas. The uakari has a face so red it looks sunburned. Deep in the Amazon basin, the bald uakari moves through flooded forests with a face as crimson as fresh paint. Its bald head and bright skin are not for vanity, but for health and communication. The color comes from a dense network of blood vessels close to the surface, and it signals vitality to potential mates. A pale or dull-faced uakari might be sick or weak, while a bright one glows with life. Their short tails and long limbs make them agile climbers, and their loud calls echo through the treetops like laughter. In sunlight, their red faces seem to burn against the green canopy, a living warning and invitation all at once. The uakari's striking appearance tells a simple story that all creatures understand. Color is power, and health is its truest advertisement. The snub-nosed monkey survives in snowy mountains. Unlike most primates which live in warm tropical forests, the snub-nosed monkey endures bitter winters high in the mountains of China and Myanmar. Their pale blue faces peek out from thick golden or black fur as they huddle together for warmth. These monkeys form close-knit groups, pressing their bodies into tight circles during snowstorms, sometimes burying their faces in each other's fur to block the cold wind. Their diet consists mostly of lichens and bark when fruit is scarce, and they navigate icy branches with ease. Living at such altitudes means facing conditions few primates could survive, yet the snub-nosed monkey has adapted perfectly to the rhythm of the seasons. When spring returns, the snow melts and the forests bloom again, and their world fills with life once more. They remind us that even in the harshest places, community is warmth. The colobus monkey's fur was once prized as royal clothing. Centuries ago, the long black and white fur of the colobus monkey was considered a symbol of luxury and status. Traders in Africa collected the pelts for kings and nobles who wore them as cloaks or adorned their robes with the soft hair. Today, these monkeys are protected, and their coats remain on their rightful owners. In the wild, colobus monkeys move through the canopy with slow grace, their silky tails flowing behind them like banners. The white fringe of their fur glows against the green of the forest, making them some of the most visually striking primates alive. They are quiet leaf eaters, spending their days feeding and resting in family groups. Though once hunted for their beauty, they now stand as living reminders that true majesty belongs to the living world. not to what humans take from it. Some lemurs go into hibernation during dry seasons. On the island of Madagascar, certain dwarf lemurs perform one of nature's rarest feats among primates. When the dry season arrives and food becomes scarce, they enter a deep, energy-saving sleep that lasts for months. Their body temperature drops, their heartbeat slows, and they rest inside tree holes or burrows, waiting for the rains to return. When the forest blossoms again, they awaken, stretch, and resume their search for fruit and flowers. This hibernation is a survival strategy born from a landscape of extremes, where abundance and drought trade places year after year. It allows these tiny creatures to endure cycles that would starve others. In their long stillness lies a kind of patience that mirrors the rhythm of the land itself. They are the dreamers of Madagascar, asleep through hardship, waking when life stirs once more. Golden snub-nosed monkeys huddle together to stay warm in freezing cold. In the snowy mountains of China, families of golden snub-nosed monkeys gather tightly during winter, their brilliant fur glowing against the white landscape. They press shoulder to shoulder, sharing body heat and comfort, while icy winds sweep through the trees. Each huddle is carefully organized. Mothers and infants stay at the center, surrounded by protective males. These gatherings can include dozens of individuals, turning the group into a living, breathing sphere of warmth. When the cold eases, they scatter across the branches again, leaping gracefully through the forest. Their cooperation is more than instinct. It is community in its purest form, built from care and necessity. Even in the most hostile conditions, they find a way to preserve not just their lives, but their closeness. The golden snub-nosed monkey survives because it has mastered the art of togetherness. Orangutans use leaves to make rain hats. In the endless rain of Borneo and Sumatra, orangutans have discovered a simple but brilliant trick. When the skies open, they pluck large leaves from nearby branches and hold them above their heads like umbrellas. Some fold them into cones. Others fashion quick hats by layering several leaves together. They also use the same technique to shield their infants from heavy rain, or even from the harsh tropical sun. This creative use of tools reflects the orangutan's remarkable intelligence and adaptability. Each generation seems to learn from the last, refining the technique through observation. It is a beautiful example of how innovation can arise from calm observation rather than force. In every leaf they lift, there is quiet evidence of thought, a mind that sees the world not just as a home, but as a toolbox waiting to be explored. Capuchins rub plants and fruit on their fur to repel insects. Capuchin monkeys often practice what looks like an ancient ritual. They gather aromatic plants, citrus fruits, and certain insects, crush them into pulps, and then rub the mixture all over their bodies. This coating acts as a natural insect repellent, keeping mosquitoes and biting flies away. Some species even appear to take turns anointing one another, turning the act into a social experience. Scientists believe they may also enjoy the cooling or soothing sensations from the oils and juices they use. Watching a group of capuchins methodically applying their herbal concoctions is like seeing the earliest form of medicine and self-care. They are experimenting, learning, and sharing. The forest gives them everything they need, and they know how to use it. Their ritual is both hygiene and art, a fragrant echo of intelligence passed quietly through time. Japanese macaques soak in hot springs for comfort and warmth. High in the snowy mountains of Japan, where winter covers the landscape in ice, Japanese macaques gather in natural hot springs. Steam rises around them as they sit half submerged, eyes half closed, their faces red with warmth. They discovered these springs on their own generations ago, and now entire groups return each winter to enjoy the soothing water. The practice helps conserve energy in freezing weather and strengthens social bonds through shared relaxation. Young macaques play in the mist, while older ones rest in quiet companionship. This behavior shows more than clever adaptation. It shows an appreciation of comfort and experience, an understanding that warmth can be found through cooperation and curiosity. Few scenes in nature are as peaceful as a troop of snow monkeys in their mountain bath, the forest silent but for the soft sound of rippling water. Howler monkeys have enlarged voice boxes that act as resonating chambers. Hidden in the rainforests of Central and South America, the voice of the howler monkey can travel for miles. The secret lies in a specialized bone in its throat that forms a natural resonating chamber, amplifying each call into a deep, rolling roar. The sound can shake the morning air and is often the first thing travelers hear when entering the jungle at dawn. Howler monkeys use these calls to defend their territory, keeping rival groups at a respectful distance without the need for conflict. Their powerful voices also help maintain cohesion within their troops, echoing through layers of canopy like living radar. Hearing one in person feels like listening to the forest itself speaking. The howler's voice is both warning and presence, a song that declares not just ownership, but existence, a reminder that even sound can shape space. Spider monkeys have prehensile tails strong enough to hold their entire body weight. Among all primates, spider monkeys possess one of the most extraordinary natural tools ever evolved. Their long, muscular tails act as an extra limb, capable of wrapping around branches with astonishing grip. They can hang completely suspended by the tail alone, while using both hands to gather fruit or groom companions. The underside of the tail tip is bare and ridged, almost like a fingerprint, giving it perfect traction. This adaptation allows them to move swiftly through the canopy, swinging and leaping across gaps with fluid grace. It also grants them safety, since a single quick curl of the tail can save them from a fall. Watching them move is like seeing flight without wings, a continuous motion of balance and rhythm. The prehensile tail is both anchor and lifeline, a perfect harmony of design and agility. Gibbons use their long arms to swing over 30 feet in a single movement. Few sights in the natural world are as breathtaking as a gibbon in motion. Using arms longer than their entire body, they swing hand over hand through the forest canopy in smooth, effortless arcs. This style of travel, called brachiation, lets them cover more than 30 feet in one fluid movement, reaching speeds that would leave a running human far behind. Their shoulders and wrists are built for freedom of rotation, absorbing the shock of each swing while maintaining control. Between movements, they seem to float, barely touching the air. Gibbons use this agility not only to move efficiently, but also to escape predators and reach fruiting trees high above the forest floor. The sound of their movement, a mix of rushing wind and rustling leaves, feels like the forest breathing in rhythm with their grace. Some primates can hold their breath underwater for more than a minute. In parts of Southeast Asia, macaques have learned to dive for food, plunging into rivers and coastal shallows to collect shellfish and aquatic plants. They open the shells with stones and eat the soft meat inside. To do this, they can hold their breath for more than a full minute, paddling with calm precision. Their nostrils close tightly, and their eyes stay open underwater, scanning for prey. Young macaques learn by imitation, watching older ones dive, and then trying it themselves. Over generations, this skill has become part of their culture, proving that adaptability is one of the greatest tools any species can possess. When a macaque surfaces, dripping and triumphant, it carries with it a small victory of learning over instinct. The act turns survival into mastery, blending courage, patience, and a touch of curiosity beneath the waves. Mandrills communicate through grunts, yawns, and silent stares. Within their large and colorful societies, mandrills rely on a complex system of visual and vocal cues. A low grunt can signal reassurance, a sharp bark can warn of danger, and a silent yawn can reveal both confidence and threat, displaying long, gleaming teeth. Even without sound, their eyes and posture convey meaning. A simple stare from a dominant individual can make subordinates step aside instantly. This nonverbal communication keeps their large groups organized and reduces the need for fighting. Their ability to blend expression and movement into language mirrors the beginnings of communication in our own species. Each look and gesture carries weight. In the calm spaces between sound, their society runs smoothly, proving that conversation in the animal world does not always depend on words. Sometimes, understanding moves quietly through the eyes. Primates spread seeds that grow into entire forests. Every day, thousands of primates move quietly through the canopies of the tropics, carrying the future of the forest in their bellies. When they eat fruit, the seeds pass through their digestive systems unharmed, softened, and prepared to grow. As they travel, those seeds fall in new places, ready to take root. Over centuries, this constant motion has shaped entire landscapes. Trees that depend on monkeys or apes for seed dispersal often grow far apart, relying on these wandering gardeners to connect the forest. Without them, new growth would thin, and the balance between plant and animal would slowly fade. Each dropped seed is a promise of renewal, a quiet act of creation hidden inside everyday hunger. The great rainforests of the world exist, in part, because of this unbroken partnership between fruit and fur, between movement and life. Without monkeys, many tropical plants could not reproduce. Across South America, Africa, and Asia, countless trees have evolved fruit suited precisely for primates. The shape, color, and sweetness of the fruit entice monkeys to eat and carry the seeds far from the parent tree. Some seeds only germinate after passing through a monkey's gut, their hard shells weakened by stomach acid. When those monkeys disappear, the plants struggle too. In certain regions where primates have declined, researchers have found fewer young trees and poorer soil health. The entire cycle of regeneration begins to falter. Each fruit was designed over millions of years to tempt a particular mouth, a specific hand, a rhythm of climbing and dropping. Monkeys are not just consumers. They are pollinators of the ground itself. Their disappearance would echo upward through the branches until the forest, deprived of its messengers, begins to fall silent. Some primates pollinate flowers while drinking nectar. Not all primates live on fruit and leaves alone. In Madagascar and Southeast Asia, several species sip from nectar-filled blossoms, their fur dusted with pollen as they feed. When they move to the next tree, they carry that golden dust along, unknowingly completing the flower's design. This quiet exchange, plant and primate in partnership, blurs the line between animal and ecosystem. Some flowers have even evolved to open at night, timed to the visits of nocturnal lemurs and lorises. In return for a little sugar, these primates perform the vital act of cross-pollination, helping the forest renew itself season after season. It is a perfect circle of give and take. Each sip of nectar is an unspoken promise between two living things that depend on one another to endure. The jungle blooms because its visitors remember where the sweetness lies. Orangutans help shape the rainforest by dispersing fruit seeds. As they move through the treetops of Borneo and Sumatra, orangutans eat hundreds of different kinds of fruit. Every meal scatters the future across the forest floor. They travel vast distances, spreading seeds through their droppings, ensuring that new trees can grow far apart from their parents. Some seeds are too large for birds or smaller animals to carry, leaving orangutans as their only reliable transporters. In this way, these solitary apes maintain the genetic diversity and structure of the forest. When an orangutan climbs to a high branch to pluck a fruit, it is unknowingly reshaping the landscape for centuries to come. Their slow, deliberate lives ripple outward into the soil, the roots, and the canopy. Every movement of their enormous hands and patient journeys through green corridors help hold the entire rainforest together. Lemurs are vital to the survival of Madagascar's ecosystem. Nowhere else on Earth carries the same story of isolation as Madagascar, and within it, lemurs are the guardians of balance. From the smallest mouse lemur to the great indri, these creatures are the main seed carriers and pollinators of the island's forests. When lemur populations fall, the trees that rely on them struggle to regenerate, and the web of life begins to fray. They are gardeners, messengers, and caretakers all at once. Their nightly calls, songs, and foraging routes define the rhythm of Madagascar's ecosystems. The survival of thousands of plant species depends on their wandering paths and curious hands. When a lemur plucks fruit or brushes against a flower, it is not just feeding itself. It is keeping a continent-sized island alive. In their eyes glimmers the echo of a wilderness found nowhere else on Earth. Primates influence tree growth by pruning branches as they move. Every swing, leap, and climb leaves a small signature on the forest. When primates move through the canopy, they break weak twigs, tear vines, and trim shoots that compete for sunlight. Over time, this living movement acts as a gardener's touch, thinning crowded branches and shaping how light filters through. Trees that might have grown too thick are open to air, allowing younger saplings beneath to thrive. This subtle pruning alters how forests breathe, guiding the dance of shade and growth. Some scientists describe it as an ongoing conversation between tree and climber. The branches offer passage, and in return, the primates sculpt them through touch. The result is a living architecture maintained by motion itself, where every leap is both travel and caretaking, keeping the canopy alive through the rhythm of curiosity and movement. Their dung carries seeds that sprout miles away. To a passing glance, the droppings of monkeys and apes may seem like waste, but within them lie forests waiting to be born. The seeds encased in this rich mixture of nutrients have a better chance of germination than those left untouched. As primates travel long distances, they spread these seeds far from the parent trees, ensuring the forest grows in diversity and reach. When rain falls, the seeds take root in the soil already fertilized by their carriers. Over centuries, this natural cycle expands the boundaries of jungles, creating new groves and sustaining old ones. The forest quite literally passes through the bodies of its inhabitants. It is a silent collaboration between motion and life, where nourishment becomes creation. What seems like an ending is, in truth, the beginning of something green and growing again. Some monkeys act as ecosystem engineers without realizing it. By breaking branches, digging for roots, and scattering seeds, monkeys reshape the environment more than most creatures their size. Their actions affect which trees grow where, how sunlight reaches the forest floor, and what species of plants thrive. They create small openings that let light in, encouraging seedlings to sprout, while their discarded fruit remains become food for insects and birds. In this way, monkeys maintain the texture of the forest itself. They build habitats for others through simple acts of survival. Ecologists call such creatures ecosystem engineers because they alter their surroundings in lasting ways. Yet to the monkeys, it is just another day of living. Every leap, every bite, every movement is both necessity and creation. The forest is their home and their canvas, shaped by hands that never stop moving and never stop giving back. The loss of primates can collapse entire forest networks. When primate populations vanish from a region, the change is not just silence. It is unraveling. The trees they once pollinated fail to spread. The fruits they ate rot where they fall. And the animals that depended on those fruits lose food and shelter. Gradually, the forest grows thinner, less diverse, and more fragile. In places where monkeys and apes have disappeared, scientists have documented fewer seedlings and shrinking canopies. What begins as a single extinction ripples outward until the entire ecosystem weakens. Primates are keystones in the grand design of life, their presence holding countless other species in balance. When they fall, the web that connects roots, leaves, insects, and birds begins to tear. Saving them is not charity. It is preservation of the green heart that keeps the world breathing. Saving primates means saving their habitats and countless other species. To protect a single species of monkey or ape is to protect an entire landscape. Conservationists often call this the umbrella effect. When we secure the forests, rivers, and mountains that primates depend on, we safeguard everything that shares that space: the orchids that bloom on branches, the frogs that hide under leaves, and the birds that weave nests in the power. Canopy. Every protected habitat becomes a sanctuary of abundance. Primates sit at the center of these efforts because their needs mirror the needs of the wild itself: space, food, community, and time. Their survival is intertwined with the planet's stability. When we save them, we save the invisible threads that hold the living world together. The future of countless species, including our own, depends on keeping their forests alive and filled with voices. Some primates glow under ultraviolet light. When viewed beneath ultraviolet illumination, the fur and skin of certain primates emit soft, otherworldly hues. Some lemurs, for example, show vivid blue patterns across their faces and hands, invisible under normal light. Scientists are still unraveling the reason behind this fluorescence. It may help them recognize one another at dusk or play a role in communication unseen by the human eye. The phenomenon blurs the boundary between biology and art, revealing that color is more than what we can perceive. It suggests that in the quiet dark of the forest, a secret spectrum glows among the branches, lighting up the hidden lives of those who move within it. To imagine the jungle under ultraviolet light is to picture a world painted in invisible fire, where the night itself shines softly with life. Monkeys can distinguish rhythmic patterns similar to human music. Experiments with capuchins and macaques have revealed that they can detect regular beats and pauses in sound. When researchers play repeating rhythms, the monkeys move their attention in time with the pattern, showing awareness of musical timing. Though they may not dance, their brains respond to rhythm in ways strikingly close to ours. This sensitivity may help them interpret vocal calls, which often have their own rhythm and pacing. In the wild, such timing could be the foundation for communication, alerting others to predators or food through patterned sound. The connection between rhythm and emotion, so central to human music, seems to reach far back in our shared history. The next time a rhythm makes your body move, remember that the roots of that instinct may lie deep in the ancient trees where our ancestors once listened together. Chimpanzees drum on tree roots in spontaneous rhythm. In African forests, male chimpanzees often approach hollow tree roots and strike them with open hands or sticks, producing deep, resonant sounds that roll through the canopy. These drumming sessions can last for minutes and seem to express excitement, dominance, or simple joy. The rhythm is not random. Each individual has a recognizable style, and others often respond, turning the forest into a living drum circle. The vibrations carry through the ground and air, reaching companions far away. Some researchers believe this behavior may be the evolutionary seed of musical rhythm in humans. To hear it echo through the forest is to witness the primal origin of beat and pattern, a language older than words. In that pulse of wood and skin lies the memory of something shared, an ancestral rhythm that still lives quietly in our bones. Bonobos show a preference for harmony over dissonance. When given a choice between two melodies, one smooth and one jarring, bonobos consistently spend more time listening to the harmonious tune. They seem drawn to consonant sounds, just as humans are. This response suggests that the appreciation of harmony might not be cultural, but biological, a reflection of how the brain finds pleasure in balance. Bonobos also create rhythmic sequences in their play and vocalizations, further linking emotion to sound. Music, in its most ancient form, may have begun as a shared feeling between relatives of our kind. In the peaceful societies of bonobos, where cooperation rules, the love of harmony mirrors their way of life. They seem to find comfort in order and resonance, as if their hearts and ears are tuned to the same quiet truth that beauty often lies in balance. Gorillas use body postures to speak in silent communication. Every movement of a gorilla carries meaning. A sideways glance can signal uncertainty, a slow chest turn can warn an intruder, and a lowered head can show submission. Within their families, gestures replace words entirely. Young gorillas learn to interpret these subtle cues from their elders, building a language of motion. This non-verbal communication keeps peace within the group, allowing complex social structures to thrive without constant noise. Researchers who spend years with gorillas often learn to read these signals themselves, realizing how expressive and deliberate they are. The forest where gorillas live is filled with sound, yet their own language often moves through stillness. It is conversation through posture and patience, a dialogue written in muscle and breath. In their calm movements, we can glimpse a reflection of the first forms of understanding that shaped our own communication. Some primates appear to play practical jokes on one another. Playfulness among monkeys and apes often takes surprising turns. In captive and wild settings, individuals have been seen teasing companions by stealing objects, pretending to give them back, then pulling away at the last second. Others hide food or start playful chases, only to stop abruptly and watch the reaction. Scientists studying these behaviors believe they show a sense of humor and awareness of others' expectations. To trick another for amusement requires understanding what that individual anticipates, a sign of complex cognition. The laughter-like panting sounds that follow such moments resemble joy more than malice. In these simple games lies the early spark of creativity, a delight of bending reality just for fun. When primates play tricks, they remind us that intelligence is not only serious, it also smiles. A few species exhibit compassion toward injured birds or small animals. There are stories from forests and sanctuaries of monkeys gently touching wounded birds, or apes lifting small creatures that have fallen from trees. They do not harm them, but seem to examine them with care, sometimes even trying to help. One orangutan was once observed placing a fledgling back onto a branch after it had fallen. Such moments are rare but profound, showing an emotional awareness that stretches beyond species boundaries. Compassion of this kind suggests a mind capable of empathy for the unfamiliar. It tells us that the line between human kindness and animal instinct may be thinner than we once thought. Where a primate pauses to comfort another being, the world feels momentarily unified, as if life recognizes itself in every fragile heartbeat. Primates can sense social tension and attempt to ease it. In groups of baboons, macaques, and chimpanzees, individuals often step in when fights break out. offering touch or grooming to diffuse the mood. Some approach the aggressor, others comfort the victim, restoring calm before the group fragments. This behavior requires emotional intelligence, an ability to read the atmosphere and respond to it. These peacekeepers are essential to maintaining harmony within social groups that rely on cooperation for survival. Their awareness extends beyond self-preservation to include the well-being of others. It mirrors the roots of human diplomacy and empathy, proving that understanding emotion is not unique to our species. In the forest, peacekeeping happens not through words, but through touch. A hand on the shoulder, a soft sound, a moment of shared breath. Each one restores balance where it might otherwise be lost. Some monkeys use specific alarm calls for specific predators. In the forests of Africa, vervet monkeys have developed a complex vocabulary of alarm calls. One distinct sound warns of leopards, another alerts to eagles, and a third signals snakes. When a particular call is heard, the group responds appropriately, climbing trees, looking upward, or scanning the ground. These learned responses show that the calls carry true meaning, functioning as words rather than reflexes. The system is passed down through generations, refined by experience. It demonstrates that language, in its simplest form, began not as poetry or art, but as survival. Each alarm call is a message, clear and purgent, proving that communication shaped by danger can give rise to understanding. It is a glimpse into how the first sparks of language might have sounded, small cries of warning that became the foundation of shared thought. The story of primates is the story of intelligence itself unfolding in nature. From the smallest marmoset to the mightiest gorilla, primates reveal every stage of the mind's evolution. In their play, we see imagination. In their tools, foresight. In their social lives, empathy and strategy. Across millions of years, they have explored nearly every way a brain can think, feel, and connect. They have built families, forged alliances, and shaped entire forests simply by living. Their eyes, so like ours, look back across the ages with a quiet reminder of where we came from. To understand primates is to glimpse the slow flowering of awareness on Earth. Intelligence was never sudden. It grew in hands that learned to hold, in hearts that learned to care, and in minds that began to wonder. The story of primates is, ultimately, the story of life discovering itself. The forest grows quiet now. The chatter of the canopy fades, and only the slow breathing of the earth remains. The primates retreat to their nests and hidden hollows. The night folds softly around them, and the world returned to stillness. In the hush of this moment, every leaf carries the story of evolution. From the smallest lemur to the great silverback, each life has shaped the land in its own quiet way. Their footsteps have built forests, their hands have scattered seeds, and their voices have filled the air with language before words were born. The roots of our own awareness lie in their eyes. Through them, we can see how thought first learned to move through the branches, how curiosity grew fingers, and how emotion found its voice. The connection we share with them runs deeper than memory. It flows through the rhythm of movement and breath, through the pulse of life that hums in every living thing. We are not separate from their story. We are its continuation, another chapter written in the same hand of time. To look upon them is to see what it means to belong to the living world. So as you drift towards sleep, imagine the forests settling into darkness. Picture the soft rustle of fur against leaves, the slow heartbeat of the jungle, the stars filtering through the gaps in the trees. Somewhere out there, an orangutan curls into its nest. A troop of lemurs huddles close, and the forest breathes with them. Let the calm of their world carry you. Let the gentle rhythm of nature remind you that intelligence is not noise or struggle, but balance and quiet connection. We are part of that same stillness, woven into the same design. If you enjoy these quiet journeys, I invite you to like, subscribe, or share a thought below. It helps others find their way here too, one sleepy soul at a time. But for now, just breathe. Let your eyes grow heavy, and let the forest cradle your thoughts. Good night.